guys, welcome back. So this week is Thanksgiving here in the States, so I thought I would do a video on some of the bookish things that I am very thankful for. I have done a video in the past, and I'll try and link it if I remember, of some of the books that I'm very grateful for, but I decided this year to make it a little different and do just some of the bookish things or book related things that I'm just really grateful for and thankful for to kind of have in my life. I think this time of year is just a really good time to remind yourself of everything that you have that you are grateful for in your life and thankful for. Without further ado, this is my list of bookish things that I am very thankful for this year and kind of every year. Okay, so the first one is used bookstores. I have always loved a good used bookstore, but I feel like in the past couple of years, I have really started appreciating them. And I would say 75% of my book purchases and my bookshelf is from a used bookstore. There's just nothing better than wandering a used bookstore. Sometimes, and I like going to a variety of them. Some of them are very organized, so I can actually find what I'm looking for, but there's something very therapeutic about just wandering around a kind of somewhat disorganized used bookstore and just finding hidden gems. Obviously the prices are amazing, and if you're on a budget, I think used bookstores are your best friend. And I love the idea of a used book. I know that some people don't love them, but to me, I love thinking that someone has loved this book and then donated it so someone else could read it. It's the cycle of life, and I love used bookstores, so I'm very thankful for them. So the next one's maybe a little silly, but I don't know. For me, I am thankful for happily ever afters, or the HEA. And what I mean by this is basically I'm thankful for romance novels. I'm thankful that there are books out there that have a good happily ever after or happily for now, where you go into the book and there is not as much stress or anxiety, because even though these characters may go through really hard times or tumultuous things, that they're going to end up on the other side with a happily ever after. And while I still do like reading other genres, of course, if you are in a stressed out mood or you're just having a time, I feel like there is something so comforting about having a book you can pick up that is going to have a good ending. And I think a lot of people will hopefully agree with me on this. I just think that's one of the reasons we love romance books so much, or movies or anything in that genre. So I am thankful that when you are having a down day, there is a happily ever after at the end of a book. Another thing I'm grateful for is Kindle Unlimited. I know, but I love having Kindle Unlimited. I just think it's such a great resource. We'll kind of throw the Audible Escape package in there. And obviously I do pay for these, so it's not something I'm it's free, but I just think it's really worth the money. And I love the fact that you can discover so many different new authors this way. That's one of my favorite things. Obviously, a lot of the authors that are in Kindle Unlimited are independently published or slightly smaller authors. Not all of them, but most of them are, or a lot of them. And I just think I found some amazing books this way. It also, for a one fee, lets you read so many books. And I know it really helps a lot of us who don't want to spend exorbitant amounts of money on books, but still wants to try out a lot of different ones. So yeah, I love the one click, and I love Kindle Unlimited. It's great. So this one kind of ties to Kindle Unlimited, so I'm just gonna put it together, and that is I'm thankful for Kindles or e-readers of any kind. I have a Kindle. It's funny because I feel it's hard to think back and remember the times before an e-reader, but obviously there was a long time. I got my e-reader in college, and obviously before that you had to lug around books everywhere. And yes, I did. I was that person who went on a trip and brought many a book with a very heavy backpack, or when I went to college, I brought books with me to my dorm. Not that I'm saying I wouldn't now, but I love the idea that you can carry around thousands of books in one device. I think nothing will ever beat a physical book, but I think also there has to be something said for having everything at the touch of your fingers. Again, it's a great way to kind of discover new people. I think it's just so convenient, and I think it's also led a lot of people into reading on their e-reader that maybe hadn't even read before. And I know there are many people who are for or against the e-reader, but for me, I think I love both. But I am very thankful to have an e-reader, especially when traveling, especially when you just want to read. And I always read faster on my e-reader. I don't know why, but I do. So I love you, Kindle. The next thing that I'm grateful for is historical romance. I have only been reading it actually, which might surprise people, but I've actually been reading historicals for I think about 3 years now. I kind of for a long time was definitely in the party of kind of avoiding them, mostly based on the covers, not even gonna lie. But once I dove down that rabbit hole, it was just a world of wonderful books. And now some of my absolute favorite books and reads ever are historical romances. So I'm really grateful to have discovered them, given them a chance, and now I can honestly say that I love them. And if you are like me or past me and haven't given them a chance because you're a little turned off by the covers, try one or two, find an author that you really like, and I hope you find the joy of a historical romance as well. I have said this many a time, but I love history and I love watching like period dramas. So if you're like that and you like a period drama already, you are gonna love it. Like, I have converted many a person to a historical romance fan, and it's like one of my crowning achievements in life. So I'm very grateful to have them. Again, they're definitely an escape. To me, they're the same idea as like a fantasy novel. Like, it's definitely a different world. Yes, it's the same like world we live in, but it was such a different time, different customs, different kind of class differences, although a lot of them are still the same, which is somewhat sad, but I just think you can really escape in historical romance, and I'm really grateful I have them. The last thing that I am very thankful for is the Bookish community and kind of the Bookish friends that I've made through YouTube or Bookstagram. I love that there's this place, this tiny place on the internet that so many people from all over the world can come together and talk about their love of books and literature, no matter what genre you read. I think through both here and through my Instagram or Bookstagram, I've met so many amazing people and just like great humans that I feel like I wouldn't have met otherwise. It's so wonderful that you have people. Obviously there are people in my real life that I do talk books with as well and love that just as much. But it's just so cool to me that people from all over, different walks of life, different places in their life, different states, countries, can kind of come together and talk about books and their love of books. So I always am blown away by that. I don't know, when you think about it too long, it kind of like blows your mind that there are that many people who also love reading and just the joy of it. I'm very thankful this year and every year for just like the friendships that I've made in the Bookish community. Alright guys, so those are a few of the like bookish things that I am very thankful for this year. I'd love to know one or two things that you're thankful for. It doesn't have to be bookish, it can be anything you want to share. If you're in the States, I hope you have a lovely Thanksgiving with, you know, family and friends, or however you choose to celebrate it. If you're not in the States, I still hope you have a wonderful day. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!